I confirm undocking at 08:36:36.
Undocking confirmed. Physical separation as the Progress has left the Piers docking compartment. The undocking time was 12:36 and 36 seconds a.m. Central Time. So the Progress is now beginning to back away from the Piers docking compartment. There will be a pair of separation burns on the Progress thrusters. The first manual separation burn will be a 5-second burn to increase the opening rate by 0.2 of a meter per second. That will be coming up about 2 minutes from now, followed a minute and a half later by a second separation burn of 15 seconds in duration that will send the Progress away to a distance of about 600 feet away from the International Space Station.
Target in the center of the periscope, and please, with the right hand controller, try and minimize any discrepancies with the required attitude. So am I using the rotational hand controller? Yes, that is correct.
секунд.
15 seconds till operation. Copy. 10 seconds. What did you say? I'm activating operation. Copy. I'm going to the manual control. I confirm that LEDs are illuminated. And I go into the retreat plus X, and I'm selecting narrow angle. Confirm that the narrow angle has been selected.
This view of the Progress 62 having backed away from the Piers docking compartment and continuing an opening rate to a distance of about 600 feet. Alexei Ovchinin and Alex Kripochka are converting the systems on their workstation to the manual mode for the operation of the telerobotically operated unit that will be used to manually fly the Progress back in for a redocking a short time from now. Again, undocking occurring at 12:36 and 30 seconds a.m. Central Time as the International Space Station flew 254 statute miles over southern Russia.
I'm pulling the translation hand control towards myself for 5 seconds. You have our go. And visually, the range is about 25 meters. Copy. I'm sending the command to deactivate the power supply to the docking assembly, and I confirm that LEDs are illuminated. I am activating the power supply to the docking mechanism. I see that the inner two side and two middle LEDs are illuminated. We are ready to proceed, and I am deactivating the power supply to the latches.
Flight controllers here in Korolyov now report that the docking probe has been powered up on the Progress in advance of its reapproach for a redocking that will be conducted shortly under the manual control of cosmonauts Alexei Ovchinin and Alex Kripochka from a workstation inside the International Space Station's Zvezda service module. Progress continuing to back away from the complex. It will be at a distance of about 600 feet away from the Piers docking compartment at the time that it will begin its reapproach under the control of Ovchinin and Skripochka. The International Space Station and the Progress resupply craft flying 254 statute miles over central Mongolia, moving from northwest to southeast in an orbit inclined 51.6 degrees to either side of the equator. So far, so good on this engineering test of a new signal converter installed in the TORU, or telerobotically operated unit system, the backup rendezvous system that is used in the unlikely event that the Corps' automated rendezvous system would encounter a problem on an approaching Progress cargo craft.
So how do you see the target of the docking mechanism? Well, the docking, I can see the docking mechanism, but I can't see the target that well. There is just too much insulation. So please work, try to see the docking mechanism. So, and you are a little bit off the desired attitude, and please correct your pitch. Copy, I see that. In about 20 seconds, please get ready to send the command for the second separation burn. Copy.
As you heard in that instruction from the flight control team here in Korolyov to cosmonauts Ovchinin and Skropochka, the flight control team standing by for the command
for the second burn.
For the second separation burn, that command now has been sent. This will be a 15-second burn to enable the Progress to move out to a distance of about 600 feet or so from the Pirs docking compartment for a short period of station keeping, where Russian flight controllers will assess the systems on the Progress 62, its relative alignment to the Pirs docking compartment before the crew on board the station, Ovchinin and Skropochka, begin to manually fly the Progress back in for its redocking. So far, everything is going as planned.
It's about 100 or maybe 105 meters. Copy. So range is about 100 or 105 meters, just repeating. Copy your last. So at 180 meters, please start braking. Copy.
And as you heard in that report, the brakes will be applied on the Progress basically to stop it at a distance of about 600 feet away from the Pirs docking compartment, again for that very brief period of station keeping, and an opportunity for the Russian flight control team here to assess the status of the 62 Progress systems, as well as the readiness of Ovchinin and Skropochka to begin their work to fly the Progress back in for its redocking. Again, this is an engineering test that was proposed and approved by the International Space Station Partnership to test this brand new signal converter and an upgrade to the telerobotically operated backup rendezvous system that will be applied to all future Progress resupply vehicles.
Visually, the range is about 170, 180 meters, and I'm ready for the braking. You have a go to put it in work. Copy.
A good view from the Progress external engineering camera showing the International Space Station as the Progress and the station fly, for the moment at least, independently, 254 miles above the Earth, about to pass over South Korea on a pass that will take the two craft just to the south of the Japanese islands and out over the eastern or western Pacific Ocean.
I see the docking mechanism, and I'm getting to the access for the docking mechanism, and I'm starting with the fly around. Copy and work. You have a go. And Alexei, please move to page 25 of the RODF. All right, we're on page. Moving on to page 25. You have a go to initiate approach and docking. Copy. Please make sure that your range rate is about 0.2, 0.3 meters per second. All right, so translational hand control is away from me for about 3 seconds. 7, 8 seconds. Moscow copies.
And as you heard, the Russian flight controllers are happy with the systems on the 62 Progress craft and its orientation and all of the systems on board in the Zvezda service module, and have given Ovchinin and Skripochka a go to initiate the manual reapproach of the Progress for what is likely to be an early redocking to the Piers docking compartment. Flying directly over the southern Japanese island chain at the moment, the Progress now begins its slow trek back in for a docking to complete this brief engineering test of the new signal converter that was installed in the workstation of the Zvezda service module and an upgrade to the backup rendezvous system for future Progress vehicles.
Go ahead and use translational hand controller most of the time and minimize the usage of rotational hand controller. Copy, Moscow. How would you rate this range rate visually? Visually, the range rate is about 0.3 to 0.35. Continue to control the range rate during the final approach. I copy, Moscow. We are aligned with the docking target. Copy. And at station keeping point, the size of the docking target should be 2 squares. I copy all, Moscow. Starting to brake. Copy. Please report to us.
This is Mission Control in Korolyov. As you can see from views from both the Progress and from International Space Station cameras, the Progress continues to be manually flown back in true form for its redocking to the Piers docking compartment. It departed the Piers at 12:36 and 36 seconds a.m. Central Time, backed away to a distance of almost 600 feet away from the Piers, and cosmonauts Alexei Ovchinin and Alex Skripochka have now taken over manual control of the flying of the Progress from the upgraded Toru system on a workstation, basically operating a joystick at that workstation in the Zvezda service module. That manual flying is designed to test out a new signal conversion unit that was installed in the workstation back in April. So far, everything is checked out perfectly. The Progress is slowly but surely moving back in for a redocking to the Piers docking compartment, but it will be a brief stay since it will undock for the final time late on Saturday, July 2nd, just before 11 p.m. Central Time, and a few hours later sent into a deorbit burn and a destructive reentry back into the Earth's atmosphere. The Progress is now station keeping at about 30 meters away from the Piers docking compartment. One final check of its alignment and the systems on board the 62 Progress. So far, so good. All the reports here in Korolyov indicate a good system, a good Toru manual rendezvous backup system being operated by Ovchinin and Skripochka. This, again, a brief moment for station keeping to enable the flight controllers here to make one final assessment of the Progress systems and its alignment.
Ready to send the command to retract the antenna on your go. Copy your go to retract the overcock antenna. Command has been sent to retract the antenna. Copy, Alexei. Continue station keeping. Please do not continue in closer than 20 meters. Copy. Current range is 25 meters, Moscow. I copy, Alexei.
Russian flight controllers instructing Alexei Ovchinin to take it slowly and surely in an incremental fashion as he manually flies the Progress back in. 25 meters distance now between the Progress and a redocking to the Piers docking compartment on the Earth-facing port of the Russian segment of the International Space Station. The Piers having first launched to the station in September of 2001, serving a dual purpose as both a docking port and the airlock for Russian-based spacewalks out of the International Space Station.
We're maintaining 25-meter range. The crosshairs are aligned, and we are straight across from the docking mechanism. Copy all. Alexei, please continue station keeping. Copy, Moscow.
Russian flight controllers happy with the alignment of the Progress 62 cargo craft, as you heard. Alexei Ovchinin with a steady hand at the workstation in the Zvezda service module, manually flying the Progress back in this engineering test of the upgraded telerobotically operated unit, or Toru system, which again serves as a backup to the CORS automated rendezvous system that is used in the unlikely event during the final approach of a Progress in its rendezvous for a docking to the International Space Station. The CORS, of course, the automated system that is tried and true, but in the event of a problem, the crew on board the station would take over manual control of the flying of an approaching Progress, just as they are doing in this test this morning.
25 meters. Copy. Continue station keeping and maintaining attitude. And make sure that you stay at the right range. Copy and work. And we're getting video of the station as well.
Station keeping continuing for the Progress 62 cargo craft as it flies 254 statute miles over the western Pacific to the northeast of New Guinea.
For our assessment, no issues at all. We copy, Moscow.
Алексей, будем работать сейчас с пультом БПС.
Alexei, we're going to be using BPS control panel to operate the docking mechanism. I copy.
The Russian segment of the International Space Station is reported by flight controllers here in Korolyov to be ready for redocking. That should commence with the final approach for the redocking of the Progress to the Piers docking compartment just a few moments from now.
We're maintaining 25-meter range, and I am aligned with the required docking interface. Copy. All right, Alexei. From BPS control panel, send command to activate power 2.
Выдать включение питания.
Just send command to power. To power up what?
Стыковочный механизм.
To power up docking mechanism. So from BPS control panel, send command, which is called activation, to activate docking mechanism. Copy. And I can report that the central or middle LEDs are on. Okay, go ahead and send command AOVK Zakar to retract the AO antenna. Copy. The side LEDs came on and off, and the middle LEDs are off. Copy, Alexei.
Завершен процесс перевода станции в текущее положение.
We are finished with transitioning ISS to snap and hold, and you're go to initiate final approach. Please maintain a range rate of no more than 0.15 meters per second, and we recommend that you use pulse mode on the translation hand controller, and perform one last station keeping at a range of 3 meters. I copy. At a range of 2 to 3 meters, I will initiate station keeping, and I am starting to initiate final approach, accelerating. Copy. And
this is Mission Control Korolyov. The final approach of the Progress 62 for its redocking has been initiated under the manual control of Alexei Ovchinin and backed up by Alex Verpochka inside the Zvezda service module. You heard that series of instructions from the flight control team here in Korolyov to Ovchinin as he slowly flies the Progress in for its redocking. They'll be watching, as will the cosmonauts, on a TV monitor, the same view that you're seeing, they're seeing on board, as they will approach at a glacial rate of about 1/10 of a meter per second. Station keep about 2 to 3 meters away from the docking port itself for a final review of alignment and the Progress systems before they bring the Progress in for contact and capture and the initiation of the retraction of the docking probe that will enable the hooks to close once again for a 24-hour period before the Progress is undocked on the night of Saturday, July 2nd for the final time.
range is 6 meters. Copy, 6 meters.
Just 6 meters away from redocking. If can see that alignment coming into perfect symmetry as Alexei Ovchinin applies kid gloves on the workstation for the Toru system inside the Zvezda service module. We'll be standing by for another brief period of station keeping before final contact and capture.
Please report when you are station keeping. I copy.
An excellent view of the Progress 62 as it has reinitiated station keeping just about 3 meters away from the Piers docking compartment that you see on the left side of your screen. Once again, Ovchinin will send commands through the telerobotically operated rendezvous system
Send a 2-second
to reinitiate the final approach for contact and capture. We'll be standing by for a final go from the Russian mission control team here in Korylov to complete this Toru test, the undocking and redocking of the Progress 62 resupply vehicle.
Дальность 3 метра.
3 meters. The crosshairs are aligned, and I'm ready to send the pulse to close in. Copy. Go ahead and send the 2-second pulse.
Принял.
I copy.
Выдал 2 секунды на подвод.
2-second close in. Pulse is complete. Copy. Continue to use translation.
And final approach to close the final 3 meters to contact and capture has been initiated. Everything going very smoothly as we'll monitor the communications from the flight control team here in Korolov and these outstanding television views that you're receiving from both International Space Station cameras and the Progress external camera.
Contact confirmed. Capture confirmed.
Contact confirmed. Docking confirmed.
450. Copy.
Docking confirmed at 1:05 a.m. Central Time. 1:05 a.m. Central Time as the International Space Station flew 254 statute miles over the South Pacific.
Alexei, go ahead and turn off manual control.
Принято. Отключаю.
Disabling manual control.
Отключил ручное управление.
Okay. Manual control is disabled. We copy, Alexei.
With docking confirmed once again at 1:05 a.m. Central Time, 2:05 a.m. Eastern Time. The relative motion of the two vehicles dampening out against one another. Once that settles down, then the docking probe will be retracted. Once retracted, the hooks will be closed and the Progress will have a hard mate once again to the Piers docking compartment. Again, a textbook undocking and redocking for the crew, the two cosmonauts, Ovchinin and Skripochka, to test the upgraded telerobotically operated rendezvous system.
And the target is moving up and down. Copy, Alexei.
The undocking of the Progress from the Piers docking compartment was initiated at 12:36 a.m. Central Time. The Progress backed away to a distance of about 600 feet away from the station,
and we also
at which point
oscillation of the vehicle
the reinitiation of the approach for redocking
as soon as the capture
was commanded and approved by the flight control team here in Korolyov. The reapproach was executed on manual operation by Alexei Ovchinin from a workstation inside the Zvezda service module, with the redocking occurring at 1:05 a.m. Central Time, as we stand by for the retraction of the docking probe and the initiation of the hooks closing between the Progress and the Piers docking compartment.
We see that.
This is Mission Control in Korolyov. Once again, quick like a rabbit, a 29-minute maneuver that was executed by the crew on board the International Space Station for a test of an upgraded backup rendezvous system called the Toru, the telerobotically operated unit that is operated from a workstation inside the Zvezda service module. The undocking of the Progress automatically occurred at 12:36 a.m. Central Time. The Progress, through two separation burns, moved to a distance of about 600 feet away from the Piers docking compartment before the manual reapproach was initiated under the control of Alexei Ovchinin, backed up by Alex Kripochka from inside Zvezda. Redocking of the Progress to complete this engineering test occurring at 1:05 a.m. Central Time, 2:05 a.m. Eastern Time, as the Progress and the International Space Station flew 254 statute miles over the South Pacific. We're standing by for confirmation of hooks closing to once again form a hard mate between the Progress and the Piers docking compartment. And we've received confirmation that the docking probe is now retracting